Alright, people, welcome back to another podcast. This is the number 4 podcast actually. Most likely you didn't see the third one. Well, because there's like this copyright issues which it really bothers me a lot, because I thought I could allow the third podcast to be viewed by at least some people, right? But it's completely restricted. Oh well. Anyway, I'll keep the third podcast as the third one, in case the copyright global restriction is lifted. The video might be able to be seen by people again in the future. I'm not sure, right, how the YouTube policy will goes, but oh well. Anyway, today for the number 4 podcast, we are going to talk about this game, or this series actually as a whole, the SMT Atlas series, consisting of obviously the SMT Nocturne series that I'm really familiar with, and as well as the social counterpart, the Persona series, right? So there's actually a little talk about the difference between these two series of games is that for SMT series, they actually have more of a religious and end of the world kind of approach, right? And yeah, they are more religious in a sense, which I actually like and attracted me more towards this game compared to the Persona series when I played them. So the first series that I've touched, hold on a second. So the first game series that I've played is obviously this Nocturne. If you followed my playthrough in the past, I've talked about it. So this is the game that actually got me into this whole series and get to know about this series, which is kind of rare in the past, when the news and stuff isn't so much widespread like it is today. Wonder if the music and my voice is kind of okay. I think it's okay. Okay, anyway. So I've prepared some questions. Oh man. I'm actually doing this podcast very, very suddenly. It's like today is my off day, and it's just one day, and at this point in time, well, but I think I can do it, so let's go. Okay, I've prepared some questions as usual for today's podcast, so I'll be answering them as we goes on, listening to the beautiful soundtrack, right, from SMT Nocturne. Most of them are by Shoji Meguro, right, the very awesome VGM, video game music maker, I would really say, if I were to bring up someone. So yeah. So the first question: who is my favorite character, main character, or protagonist from all of the series? Well, this is probably quite hard to say. I mean, if it's from the Nocturne series, I think it's kind of obvious. It's gotta be the Hito Shura, or I think his real name is Naoki, the guy that you're seeing at the front cover right now. He's the main character for SMT Nocturne, and I really like what happened to him. But the true demon ending, I mean, I did, should I say I like what happened to him? It feels kind of weird, but you know, the true demon ending makes him like turns into like a bad chaos alignment kind of bad guy. But for us playing him as the protagonist, we see him as like, for me, he feels like a good guy actually. He's like someone that has a lot of you know, intellectual thinking mind, and he doesn't say too much, right? Which makes him seem really wise. Yeah, maybe it's wiser for me, right, to talk less. Even though, like, well, I will just use this podcast to train my talking skills. Maybe doesn't seem that bad. So yeah. So my favorite main character or protagonist gotta be this Hitoshura. For Persona series, I mean, it's kind of kinky, right? There's a lot of like cool protagonists, like. But I think for Persona series, I'll go with the white hair, silver one, the Persona 4 main character. Yep. 5 is pretty cool as well, but it looks kind of like Harry Potter, right? But no, it's kind of cool. The personality for 5, remember, is pretty cool. I never really get to play all of the Persona series. I'll complete them. So yeah. Okay, next question. What do I like about this game? This is a good question. Let me try to lower a little. Well, for this Nocturne series, right, the cool thing that I like is definitely at the start is to be able to fuse a lot of different types of demon, and then the graphic is kind of ahead of its time in the generation consoles as well. For Nocturne, it's like very real, incorporated with the real Japan like, you know, the different city, the structure design is very beautiful, especially I remember like the diet building. But other than that, I also like a lot of their you know, the places in the hospital. There's like what underground tunnel, the subway, the hospital, then even the Amala network, which is sort of like an interpretation of like the underworld, which is really nice. And I like the deep story behind the game. It sort of like enlightened us a bit about the world, you know, especially for me. It's like about the multiverse, about some of the history and like, you know, something deeper in this world, which, you know, I might have problem trying to like convey the thing that I knew right now, but I will try my best actually, because it's not really easy trying to translate what I know into verbal words perfectly, but I'm trying. That's why I think I have this podcast session set up for me to train and improve on myself to express even more clearly and better in a way. So yeah, so what do I like? Quite a lot. The fighting mechanics is cool. The Magatama is cool. I mean, I'm talking about Nocturne, right? So we are talking about Nocturne this time mostly. So if you have any Persona questions, as usual, you know, or any question you want to ask about the Persona series, do drop it in the comment section. You know, I'll answer them if I knew how, like, you know, if I could. So yeah, let's see the next question. Which series is the hardest? Okay, I mean, okay, when we talk about this, right, Nocturne is definitely like one of the hard series actually for beginner. Same as the other Digital Devil Saga. And okay, since I'm talking about the DDS topic, right, I don't think I could complete my DDS2 game, right, the playthrough, and upload them completely up in the playlist. So sadly and sorry, I'm unable to complete the series because it's like I don't really have the the motivation and the energy to sit through the game, I think. But it's a great game, really. But I just feel like maybe my age is kind of past the time to enjoy those games in peace, right, without like feeling tired or like feeling kind of like, oh man, this game is all nowhere to going and stuff. But I still have to sit through it and stuff. But the game is really nice to play, especially if I'm younger. I feel definitely confirm I'll be happy and glad to finish the game. But sadly for now, DDS can't really finish them. And this soundtrack is actually used in the DDS 2, I believe, the secret boss fight with our main protagonist here, the Hitoshura, which is very funny, and it stirs up a lot of comment from people saying that, oh, the DDS main character are just like normal fodder to this Hitoshura. And it's kind of true though, he's really OP, man. It's really OP. So back to the topic, which series? Actually, as a whole, I think the SMT series are pretty hard. They have this random, like just normal encounter that you could die from suddenly due to the weaknesses that you are not prepared for, and then the stacked weakness attack on your main character, like especially for Nocturne. If your main character dies, you just get a game over screen immediately. I sort of think they change in the remake, which I'm talking about it in the next question. So which series? I would say the SMT series as a whole. DDS is pretty difficult as well. It has this same kind of thing that you could just die in a random encounter with the normal monsters. So yeah. Next question will be, any thoughts about the SMT3 Nocturne remake? Yep. So if you don't know, the remake is actually released quite recently, like somewhere I believe last year, or they are doing some Nintendo Switch port, I think, quite even more recently. So do check it out if you're listening to this podcast and you're at still at the game, like to play the game age. And do try this game out. It's you might like it because yeah, it's fun. So any thoughts about the remake? I'm really happy for the series because it actually shine more light on this game and raise more awareness for this game. I'm not sure if it's a good thing though. Sometimes I feel like for some stuff it's better not to be known to the public, right? And sensitive stuff that is the truth, especially, right? You shouldn't be like just easily leak it to the public. But I mean, for SMT Nocturne, it's sort of like there's some kind of chain reaction needed. I mean, you need the person to be attracted to this game in the first place, and then slowly decipher the meaning that this game is trying to project to you and stuff, and get a feel, right? So it's not really that straightforward kind of stuff. So it's fine. And nowadays there's a lot of Twitch platform or even YouTube to stream. So a lot of people are using this remake to sort of gain more traction, views, and notice from people who are fan of this series. So I definitely think that the remake release is a good move by Atlas. So yeah. The most memorable part of the Megami Tensei games or series? Well, this question is quite easy for me. It's gotta be the music and the soundtrack. Yes. So like what you're listening to now, right? The music is pretty nice. I mean, for me personally, it's really nice. I sort of feel like at the 2000 plus time, like 2006 or something, I think like the music skill that people have already reached the peak or something. I can't really phrase it this way because things could always be improving and gets better. But I feel that by the year of like 2000s, the 20th century, is that what they call, right? The music, the ability for us to create songs and music and soundtracks has already reached the part where it's really optimal, right? To be able to create sounds like this, it's awesome. I'm quite a fan of this series music soundtrack. So besides like vocal song, right, singing, I do listen to soundtrack as well. So yeah. So let me see if there's any other questions. No, actually that's all for the question for today. Yeah, it's kind of short. I didn't prepare too much, and because most of these questions I'm preparing them when I'm at work, when I'm at the point where there is like a lot of time to spare, and I'll try, got a time for me to think about such stuff. So it's kind of nice that I managed to find this balance, that at work when I'm at a point where where I could just do my stuff, I could use the spare time to think about the question for my podcast and the topic and themes, which I'm really happy to be able to do. I mean, what else should we talk about for this game though? I mean, there's quite a lot if you want to talk about though, to be honest. Which is my favorite demon to fuse? Okay. This is the thing that comes to my mind now is actually Choo Lane. I don't know if it's the right way to pronounce it. It's the white color Galebolg wielding legendary warrior, right? I like the design is really cool looking, and also I remember like for the DDS Hitoshura boss fight, he actually summoned a few number of demon like Arahabaki, Pixie, the strong one, the almighty Pixie, and the Choo Lane and Parvati, and I'm not sure if there's what else I missed, but those demons are like the type that I would try to want to mimic, to fuse them, to create them, and like sort of mimic a Hitoshura team. So other than those demons, there are of course like top tier demon like Beelzebub, the Fly Form, Metatron, and then the Rider, the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse is cool as well. All the fiends are pretty cool. So I don't think I will stick. I mean, for this game you can't really stick with one particular demon all the way, except some. I mean, it's possible like the Pixie or the Pixie will even evolve to the Queen map. So other than like maybe Dante or Raido, oh yeah, talking about them, right? Yeah, anyway, other than Raido or Dante, or the fountain music kicks in, it's kind of cool, kind of weird. I don't think you could have a demon to stay in the team all the way, except Dante or Raido. So yeah. So for Dante and Raido, right, last time it's like very for Raido is really exclusive to Japanese, the Japanese audience only, which actually Raido, I remember, is much stronger with the pierce ability compared to Dante, which he, with the pierce ability you could deal true damage to Lucifer, the true final boss, right? Whereas Dante doesn't have it, but I think they sort of patch this thing and give Dante the pierce ability in the latest remake release. So yeah. I mean, if any of you have a favorite demon that you would always like to fuse, or is your favorite, personal favorite, leave it in the comment section as well. Wow, this music is really peaceful actually. It's kind of creepy as well, seeing the Lady of the Fountain sitting there in like an ominous green color kind of environment. But you know, looking back, this game will definitely always be one of the masterpieces that I've played when I'm young, right? When I'm younger. Wow, it always brings me, I think it's especially so for the memories involved. You know, last time when I first played this, I always went to like my grandma's house, like to play the console game, the old console PS2 games. There's a lot of like you know, we have a modified PlayStation 2, so we could play a lot of the cheap CD games that we found, that you know, my cousin purchased. And you know, when I chanced upon this game, it's sort of like, wow, even my cousin is intrigued and he comes to see me play this instead of computer. So you know, this game is really quite a big experience for me actually, I gotta say. Very thankful that I managed to play this game, know this game, and thanks for, you know, the values and stuff it sort of brings into me, right? Like right now, maybe I can't put it into words, but you know, it helps me grow as a person, I know, somewhere. So yeah, maybe even more than I could like comprehend, you know. Or yeah, I think most importantly is strength to keep moving forward positively and grow stronger and stronger as a person, to learn about the right values in life, so that, you know, right now I feel like I'm at the stage of maturing, gathering the right values, so that, you know, for example, if I have children in the future, I would know the right thing to teach them and the way to plan for the future. I think that I sort of have this very strong feeling nowadays about this kind of stuff as I talk to more people as well. So you know, this kind of feeling feels stronger and stronger. So I think it's not a bad thing. Definitely it's a good thing to look forward to. So yeah. Alright, I think that'll be all for this podcast today. It's quite a sudden and random one. I do hope I have more time to plan, but you know, it's not easy. It's not easy to get everything so perfectly together. But you know, I'll still keep improving and try my best. Hopefully this video is not blocked, right? I mean, even if it's blocked, it's too late that I'm saying it now. But okay, anyway, thanks everyone for tuning into my podcast, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.